Let me contextualize this topic that I've been bringing up over and over again, and people are just ignoring. I'm not sure why they ignore it, but why are you all so up in arms about Palestine? Which you should be. You should be, absolutely. But why are you guys absolutely silent when it comes to um, domestic issues in America or Sudan and Congo? Is it because, like, it is Asian versus African countries and issues? Like, this sounds petty, but it's not if you listen to the full picture. So, honestly, I don't like bandwagon performative action and um, activism, performative action. Okay, yeah, I don't like when I see people with watermelon in their emoji in their bios, not their emojis. Watermelon emojis in their bios and in their name, because that's just equivalent to using like BLM in your bio. Like, there's no action behind what you're doing. Like, I think that talking about Palestine is very important, but when it comes to the actual genocide that is also happening in Sudan, between the two ethnic groups, and the issues going on in Congo and other African countries as well, it's silence. Usually, if I see discussion about it, is from other African Americans. Usually, um, maybe there are more people of different ethnicities that talk about these issues, but I personally am not seeing it. I talk about it. I have been talking about it. I'm not trying to sound like I am performative because I try to put stuff behind my words, but I've been talking about the issues in Syria, Aleppo, and all these other places since I was in high school, which was almost 10 years ago. I graduated in 2017, and I've been very into these topics since I was a little girl. I've always been into civil rights and civil justices, but I'm just I'm not trying to take away discussion from Palestine. I just want it to be, why can't you talk about other issues like in America? Um, we almost lost our right to be married, but the Supreme Court actually knocked it down. We are almost always losing our rights to abortions. They try to make it harder and harder. They try to make it harder for people to vote. They keep redrawing maps to where certain parties are benefiting from the congressional maps being redrawn. There are issues happening in the Department of Education, and there's so much things that you can talk about. You don't even necessarily need money to talk about these issues and bring attention to them. You can just get on social media and post for free and advocate and educate and do more than just putting emojis in your bio and BLM and stuff like that. I don't understand. It's always free Palestine, as it should be. I think that Benjamin Netanyahu is an awful person, but where is the discussion towards Sudan and Congo and African countries that are suffering like the same fates? Um, it's not a competition. Absolutely not. It's not. I just wish that there was more discussion in general, because I just don't understand why people bandwagon performative action and activism. I don't understand it. Like, it's people trying to seem cool or trendy, and I don't think that um, advocating for marginalized communities and minorities and people in a crisis is trendy or cool. But when it comes to other tragedies in the world, it's dead silence, and it's there's no excuse because you can read different news sources. You can even use TikTok as a form of news. News, thankfully, is mostly free for the most part, and if it's not, I don't necessarily support this because I know journalists go through it, but like, you can sometimes go to a website that bypasses newspapers that you have to pay for if it is very vital, very important news, but usually you don't have to do that unless it's a local newspaper. So usually you can go to CNN, BBC, Al Jazeera, I think that's what it's called. I apologize. I have known about it since I was a teenager, but I don't necessarily know how to pronounce it right now because I'm not looking at the word. I don't know how it's spelled. I just know how to look for it. But there are a lot of ways to get news to all of the issues going on in the world, and I understand that being involved in news is very sad and it can ruin your day, which is a privilege. But being a black gay autistic woman in America, um, I don't really necessarily have the privilege of ignoring current events as it affects me almost every day. I am on Medicaid, if that's for the non-senior citizens. I am on Medicaid. Um, the big beautiful bill is quite literally a bill that wants to take away my medical care that I need. I have asthma, I have allergies, I have alpha gal, and I get mental health services, so I can't simply just wake up and have the privilege of ignoring news. I understand that reading children being blown into a million pieces is very disgruntling, and it feels like you are unable to do anything about it, but that's not the case. You can call your Congress members, your representatives, your senators. You can advocate and educate others on the issues that they don't know about. The least you can do is read articles and share them on Facebook, and then find out how to either donate, get to other people with more power. I don't know. There's like lots of ways you can just educate, 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 advocate, advocate, advocate. There's so many different ways that putting emojis in your names and emojis and BLM in your bio. And this isn't a singular call out. This is a call out to all the random people I see on the internet that think they're doing something, but the bare minimum you can do is share some news articles, at least summarize it in 3 sentences, and how to help, how to talk out against this. Name the people that are doing harm to others. You don't have to donate money, especially in this dying economy. I understand that money is hard to come by right now, but there are more things you can be doing than performative activism, please. There are so many bad things going on in the world, but you don't have to care about just one issue. Okay, so I'm back for a quick second. So I apologize profusely for breathing heavy. It's because my nose is stopped up because my allergies are like really bad right now. So I can't say all these words and breathe through my nose at the same time so I can keep talking continuously. It's because I have to say all these words and take a big deep breath. I know it's annoying. I'm sorry. My nose doesn't work half the time. Also, doing that, I'm having an asthma attack that I've been having since last Saturday. I was outside in the cold and I was just walking, and that triggered my asthma. Doing that hurts my throat because I can't breathe through my nose, so I'm taking giant breaths through my mouth. So it's hard for me to pronounce some words because my throat is hurting and I can't breathe through my nose, so I'm putting more work on my mouth and my windpipes and my esophagus. I apologize so much. And also, I don't know if this was evident in the video, but I was not trying to equate Africa as a third world continent or anything like that. I am trying to specifically bring attention to Congo and Kenya. I know they were having problems like a few months ago. Um, I don't know if they're still having problems. It was like an issue in power, but I care deeply about the Sudan issue because it's literally ethnic cleansing that's going on. I was not. If anybody watches this video in its entirety and tries to equate me trying to equate Africa as a third world country, That is not what I tried to do. I've never stood behind anybody who always said there are African children starving. That is racist rhetoric. That is not what I was trying to say. Thank you. Bye. Sorry.